Never share your goals with anyone, not your friends, not your family. When I say no one, I mean nobody. And you may ask why. There's multiple reasons, but to start off, as ironic as it sounds, telling people about your goals is actually going to drive you away from achieving these very goals, okay? And just to start off, the first way that could happen is telling people your goals emits the same amount of dopamine, the same feeling as actually achieving them and showing your achieved goals to people, okay? So for example, when I was 16 and I got into like online making money and like Shopify and stuff, I went around telling people, hey, I'm gonna make, 6 figures at 16-year-old, go and watch me. Do this, do that, like I went around telling people all this and it made me feel good. It made me feel like a badass. Like, damn, I'm 16-year-old, like I have big things coming ahead of me and like everyone knows about it, like I'm the shit. Well, I guess you can guess what happened next. I didn't achieve those goals. I didn't make the 6 figures, and I didn't start achieving goals and making leaps and bounds in my life until I kept my mouth shut, until I stopped telling people about what I was up to. When people would ask about progress, give them very brief responses. Oh, it's going well, or I'm working on it. Yeah. Even if you're, making 10K a month, just, I'm working on it, Let the results speak for themselves. Do not speak about your goals, your progress, anything. Just keep it under the rug. No one has to know, and you don't have to have that feeling that everyone knows, you keep it to yourself, no one knows, and you're doing your thing. So no one can come in, no one can destroy what's going for you, and you won't self-sabotage yourself by getting that same dopamine release by just telling people about your goals. So back to my original point. Telling people about your goals emits the same dopamine. Like, you telling someone, it gives you that feeling like, man, I'm fucking, I'm cool. I have good things, big things coming my way. Okay? Versus actually getting the thing done. Traveling the world and having people see that. Versus telling people I'm going to or I want to travel the world. Okay? Because let's say you don't tell anyone about anything, right? But you want to show people your results. Of course, people want to show their results, the things you worked hard for. No one knows anything about you, and you haven't told anyone. The only thing you can do at that point is get those things done so people could see your results, right? Because you're holding your tongue, you're biting your tongue, and you're not telling people anything. So no one knows what you're up to. And people don't think anything of you, and that will drive you to do more versus going around and telling everyone and you got that hit of dopamine, like as if you've already achieved all those goals and now everyone knows about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the first stuff. That's one of the big things, dude. Telling people about your goals before you start on them or even while you're working on them. No one has to know. They ask you about it, it's going, or I'm working on it, or I don't know, I'll see what I'm gonna do. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, you're getting everything done. You're bringing in those sales, the business is growing, you're growing as a person, and you're learning things. And then boom, out of nowhere, things are going well for you. And no one had to know about it. People are eventually gonna see, they're gonna notice you've changed, they're gonna notice that, you're making money now, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. People are going to know eventually. But they don't have to know during the process. They don't have to know before the process. Just keep it below, under the rug. Okay? Now, secondly, aside from the dopamine hit you're going to get from telling people, the other thing is not everyone wants to see you succeed. Not everyone wants you to go do those things that, you were telling them you're going to do. I hope after you watch this video, you're not telling them anymore. But yeah, not everyone wants to see you succeed. Not everyone wants you to travel the world. Not everyone wants you to make this money or have a family, or buy this house or, any of that stuff. Not everyone wants to see you do that. And so by you telling them, You are allowing people into your personal space, your energy field. And as bizarre as that sounds, you are letting people into your personal space when you tell them about your goals, right? And so by allowing the people around you to have access to this information about what you're up to and your goals, you're giving them access to your personal space. You're giving them a chance to sabotage what you have going for you through whether, that's just mindset and doubt and negative thinking towards you, or physically sabotaging what you have going for you, right? And you just don't want people knowing about that. That's for the people who have bad intentions. Now, there might be people that you hold close and dear to you, like family or a close friend, and I would personally, based off my personal experiences, I would keep it under the rug with them too. And not saying they have bad intentions towards you, they could have good intentions, but it could be on a subconscious level. Deep down, maybe, your parents or your close friend doesn't want you to move out. They don't want you to get this or that, not out of negativity towards you, but more so, it could be out of love, it could be whatever, but it could be subconscious deep down. And maybe they don't want you to do the thing that you want to do, right? That you think is right for you. And so basically, I would keep it brief with them, because, for example, when I was in high school, I wanted to go make that amount of money, and my parents thought I was going to drop out of school had I made that amount of money, right? And so they didn't want me to really succeed. They would have rather just keep me in school and whatnot and just be, a regular kid or whatever. And that's just my example. So I didn't end up succeeding. I didn't end up making the 6 figures that year. But the following 2 years, I kept things under the rug with them, and I let the results speak for themselves. And after that, they stopped treating me like a kid. I started bringing in good money from online business, and they were like, wow, okay, he's actually doing it. He can handle himself, like he's doing these things. And so after that, it was all up because, I had built the trust with them, and I let them see the results. They no longer had to know about me starting out, and no one has to know about you starting out. No one has to know about your progress. Okay, so when people ask you, keep it very brief. What's going, man? Or I'm working on it, or I'm still thinking about it. And by doing this, you keep your goals to yourself, and your goals are very private. I don't know why people go out, and I'm not excluded from this. I did this when I was 16, going on Instagram, and bragging about your goals and like, oh, I want to hit this number by this date, or I want to travel here and here before I turn, 18 or 19 or whatever, And just for context, I'm 21 right now, so it wasn't too long ago that I was, making these dumb mistakes, and I really learned a lot over these past few years, and that's why I'm relaying this information to you guys, because I still see it around to this day, people going on bragging about their goals, and you just don't want that dopamine hit from bragging about it. It's not conducive towards your goals. People knowing about your goals, aside from the dopamine hit, is not conducive, whether it's subconsciously they don't want you to succeed, or whether it's superficially, physically, they just have negative ill intent towards you. You don't want people knowing about this. Okay, you don't want people knowing about what you're up to when it comes to finances and such personal things like your goals, because your life is, riding on your goals. For someone to have a fulfilled life, usually comes down to fulfilling their purpose, and so this is a pretty big thing, right? And you'd expect such a big and important thing to be hidden private, to be kept private from the outside world, right? And so I feel like we should normalize more keeping the goals private. And I'm telling you guys, when you make this change and you just bite your tongue and you stay secretive about what you're up to, progress will be made. You will make progress. You'll continue to make progress because there's no one there to stop you except yourself. right? But you take out a lot of negative factors in there during your climbing the mountain phase per se, which is, you know, achieving your goals. Even right now with this YouTube channel, I'm not public about this. No one really knows about this. Few close people like know I go film videos, but I haven't sent them my channel. I just want to keep it under the rugs, you know. Once the channel gets big, you know, if it ever gets big, then people will know about it then, right? The results will show. Maybe my video will pop up on someone's feed. But for right now, only you guys know about it, right? So, I love you guys. That's why I'm telling you this. I want you guys to learn, right? So we could all make progress. Anyways, just to sum things up, guys, I mean, that kind of clears up the video and what I wanted to say. Right? So, you want to keep your goals private from people. You don't want to tell anyone. For one, it's that dopamine hit you're going to get from telling people your goals. It's very similar to the feeling of actually showing people your results. Okay? And if you have the dopamine hit, if you get the dopamine hit from telling people your goals, you're going to be less driven and less motivated to actually complete those actions in order to achieve your goal. Right? Because you're already getting the dopamine. You're already getting the feeling from telling people. Meanwhile, you're still at home sitting on your ass and you haven't achieved anything. But you're getting the dopamine hit, right? And it just becomes a deathly, just a bad cycle, a very continuous cycle. And so you need to break that. You need to stop telling people. Stop getting that dopamine hit, okay? It's artificial. Real dopamine hit is when people see the results and the fruits of your efforts, okay? The other reason is you don't have people having access to your doings, whatever you're up to. Whether that's physical, whether that's mental, spiritual, you don't want people accessing the things that you're up to. Even people that have good intentions superficially, like I said, subconsciously, they may have negativity towards that. And with that being said, guys, keep your goals private and you just work on them and you keep this mindset of not telling people, not spoiling things, okay? And so by doing that, you make progress, okay? Appreciate you guys for watching. I love you. Thank you for the continuous support. I've been busy with some things, so I haven't been able to upload for the last, 2 weeks, but maybe that'll turn around soon. Anyways, like we always do at the end of videos, guys, enjoy the beautiful view. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.